It's time for the Hydra Stomper. Hey guys, me your host Super Zorro. Thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got. It's the Hydra Stomper. The Hydra Stomper from Marvel's What If. I am very happy to have this in hand. It came this morning. I was gonna hold off and wait till I got Captain Carter as well, but I thought, why not? Let's jump straight in and review this big beast. So it is absolutely massive. It weighs an absolute ton, and it is badass. Look at that. I'm loving the artwork on this thing. And we have a little write-up which states, in the universe you know Steve Rogers was the first Avenger, Captain America. In this universe, Steve is injured and fights in the Hydra Stomper, an Iron Man suit created by Howard Stark. Yes, love it. It's even got the designation C15 on there. Love that. Let's go ahead and break this bad guy out of the packaging. Let's do this. Let me get some scissors. One that. And I want that. Come on. There we go. Alright. This thing is an absolute tank. It weighs a little ton. I love the purple inlay, that's really cool. Okay, so on the back here we have the tanks. One. Two on a bracket. We've got an effects piece. We have another effects piece. We have a hand, and we have another hand. Oh, be careful when you take your stomper out. Be careful when you remove your stomper, because they have decided to put the little aerial through the back. I can imagine so many people have pulled that and it nearly broke that. Come on. There we go. That thing did not want to come out. I was re-looking at episode 1 the other day, and do you know what I thought? This thing reminded me of, definitely, without, when I was looking at it. This thing, it reminds me of the Iron Giant. That's what it reminded me of. I was looking at it thinking, what design does that look like? It's the Iron Giant, which, funnily enough, was voiced by Vin Diesel. Very cool. It doesn't want to stand, though, for the love of money. Jeez. How did you get this boy to stand? No matter what position I'm putting him in, he really just wants to fall over all the time. There we go. Right, so here we have him out of the packaging, looking awesome. So the head's on a ball joint, so you can make him look up and down, which is nice, left and right. The arms lift up at this side hinge here. Everything feels a little bit off right now, because these little pieces do lift up, and they attach around the hinge to help it. So you can rotate there as well. There is a little bicep hinge there as well. Hands are on ball joints too. He's got his gun there underneath. Everything's just painted though in a static green. It would have been nice to have some more colours on the gun barrels and things. Maybe some silver in there. He's got a very good crunch at the waist though, which is nice. And legs do lift out as well as forwards quite well, backwards. Knee hinge there. No rotation at the thigh or knee though. And the feet are on rocker and pivot. Like I say, he's very clumpy. So his feet don't sit flush to the ground, which kind of irritates me. His feet kind of, they don't sit. I'm trying to, I can't really show you. The feet don't sit flush. They're like clumped at the front, and the hinges on the legs are sort of like stopping it from standing properly, in my opinion. Meh. Either way, though, pretty cool. You can see the bits there where you climb up him. I don't think this would be to scale, though. That's my only problem. Obviously, Steve Rogers is meant to fit inside this thing. And he's a fully grown man. I know he's a bit of a small man in this universe, but still, he's a fully grown dude. And I imagine that anyone would have trouble sitting in this. Feels like it should have been slightly scaled bigger. And they have given us 2 effects pieces. They can either go in his foot to give the effect that he's blasting off and flying, like so. Or they can go inside the gun barrel. Although you would want to use some of the smaller ones for the gun barrel, but they will fit in there, or in that one there, actually. But you might want to use the smaller ones for the gun barrels, to be honest. We have got some smaller ones from like the Black Widow and stuff. Or they also can go into the canister pieces to give it the effect of flight. And obviously they just pop in there like so. That's probably how I would display mine, to be honest. I would definitely use a flight stand with this guy. Yeah, I think that's definitely how I would definitely be standing him up. That little thing there as well is for Captain Carter to hold on to, so she can fly on his back. Pretty cool. And he does come with 2 alternate hands, which I won't be using. I do like the grab hands on this one, but you can change his hands to be the closed fisticuff hands on this one. Right, guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys down to the desk cam to give you an up-close personal look at this figure. It's so clumsy. To give you an up-close personal look at this figure, so let's take a look at... So as you can see, this figure is an absolute machine and doesn't really fit on this diorama whatsoever, and he doesn't really fit in my camera sights. He is a little bit too big. Let me zoom out a little bit here with the camera. Yeah, he is a little bit on the large side. He is a big figure, but I don't know how I feel about this figure. I was really excited for it, and now I've got it in hand, I'm a bit... It is basically solid green, which I know the one in the cartoon was, but I'm feeling like we've missed out on vital details here. Yes, the eyes have got like a bluey, silvery tinge, and yes, we've got the white here and the blue here, the browns here. That's all well and good. But let's be honest, some of these rivets and things could have been a different colour. They've given us colour on the back of the tank here, which is nice to give it that burnt charred effect. But I don't know, I feel like some of these little, rivets and bolts and things could have been different colours. And the guns especially. I feel like the guns have been missed out. And yes, they have browned them off a little bit to make them look used. But still, I think they should have been silver. Or same colour as this with the charred black to make it look more colourful. It just feels like a solid green tank, which I know that's kind of what it's meant to be, but I don't know. I feel like something was missed on this one. It just feels a little bit off. Same with the articulation. It leans forward far too much that it's going to knock over everything on your shelf when it inevitably falls. For me, I would want to put this guy on a flight stand. However, I'm unsure what flight stand would be able to hold the weight of this thing. It is like twice the size of a regular Bath figure. The weight of a regular Bath is what I meant. He's a big, heavy dude. And for a deluxe fig, it definitely is big and is quite clumsy. I'm very reluctant to stand him because look what he does. He leans all the time. And that's not me doing this deliberately. I'm trying to get these legs to stand, but he either falls backwards because of the back part here, or you have to lean him on his front leg, on his front a little bit too much like this to get him to stand. It's almost like this guy was made to be leant forward in a flight pose rather than in a standing position pose. Like, I don't know how you could get this guy into any form of action pose, because the moment you do, he's going to fall backwards because of the tanks. You would have to take your photos or your things with these off. Because every time I try and pose this thing, it just wants to lean forward or fall backwards. So I'm having real trouble with it. I'm not sure if this is just my model. Maybe someone else's can tell me in the comments if theirs does this. But for me, he just feels extra heavy and clumpy. I don't know. I'm not feeling this one. I wanted to like this so much. But I don't know. Something's just off with the execution on this one for me. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this one. I like it. I'm excited for it. I can't wait till I get Captain Carter to pose with him. I want to put him on a flight stand, but like I say, unsure what flight stand would be able to hold the weight of it. But yes, either way, it is an amazing figure, and it was definitely one that we needed after seeing that episode. It was definitely something that we're always going to make. I just feel like it was maybe rushed out and maybe not thought through as much as it could have been. What are your thoughts on this one, guys? Have you got the same issues with it that I have? Does yours always lean forward? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this figure. And yes, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let's head back to the main cam and finish off this video. Guys, what are your thoughts on this big thing? Let me know in the comments down below. Is it a figure you've got in your collection, or are you going to be picking one up? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. And thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, Soup Sorrel, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, may the Force be with you. Bye!